Aquarius, what up, dope family? Welcome to Swimming Through the Void. This will be a general message for the sign of Aquarius, wherever that resonates at for you in your birth chart. Keep in mind, we all have an 11th house as part of our birth chart. Time and energy are fluid, so take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. And these readings are timeless, family, so whenever you stumble across this message, there'll be something here for you to help bring you clarity and confirmation, to empower you, to help you align to your highest and most divine timeline. Tapping into my aqua energy, I use this Faceted Garden Oracle deck today to help me catch a vibe as I'm connecting with the collective energy. And this is a strong message here. Aquarius, you're breaking free. And what I'm seeing, what I mean by that is it looks like some of you went through a pretty dark time. So whether it was just a dark night of the soul or a depression or a breakup or some type of shakeup, a rough patch, right? I'm seeing you coming out of that, moving into the light here, coming out of the cave. It's almost feeling like a rebirth here, right? Where it's like we're in the womb, we're in the darkness of the divine feminine, and coming out into a new world, so to speak, with the Lotus card coming through. With that, it's like you truly have risen above so much, Aquarius. The lotus that came up out the mud. This has been a huge theme card for the collective as of late, and it really does feel and look like you're shifting gears here. You're moving into a new season with the spring card. It's all about planting seeds. This is all about things starting to bloom, seeing more beauty in your everyday. I feel like my aquas getting to know themselves more with this core card. It's like getting in touch with our heart space, getting in touch with what we really want and what we really need out of life, out of our relationships. And this has been another big message for the collective lately. So the gemstones card, right? So for those of you that are guided to work with crystals, right? And I'm not one to say go spend your money on crystals, but if that's something you're guided to do, check out your local metaphysical shop. Go over to the crystal section, take a few deep breaths, ground down into the moment. See if there's anything speaking to you, anything pulling you in, anything talking to you. These things can help us keep our focus and our energy toward certain energies, right? Healing or love or abundance or tapping into the other side, so to speak, or speaking our truth, empowering us. There's crystals for everything, right? But this is also sort of the diamonds are created under pressure energy, where think about crystals and diamonds, any type of beautiful stone. They're all created deep underground, under immense pressure, in the darkness, right? Buried. So maybe some of you have felt like that, like you got buried, or like you were just in the darkness, right? Just like with that cave. And it does, in both of these cards, look like you are blooming into your most beautiful self here and stepping into a beautiful chapter here. For some of you, there's definitely a relationship or relationships coming through, and that's no surprise with Venus being retrograde right now. And here is why I said it feels like you're sort of breaking free. We have the terrarium card where, it's like you were planted in this structure for a time and you're outgrowing that. It's time to, you're transplanting yourself. You're moving into a bigger pot, so to speak, to where you can stretch, you can grow more. And that's big Pluto and Capricorn energy, any structures that we've outgrown or that are not serving us, relationships, thought patterns, jobs, chapters, whole chunks of our lives that we've outgrown. Things have come down, things have crumbled, things have broken apart, and it is all divine intervention to help us move into this beautiful spring energy, to help refine us, to help us grow and evolve. On the bottom of the deck as well, we have this winter with the light. So it really does feel like we're moving into the light. We're moving out of this sort of deserted time, and we are blooming here. Aquarius, beautiful energy here. We're going to pray real quick. I'm going to pray real quick. Feel free to join me, and we will jump into this tarot. Divine Mother, Father, Holy Spirit of the Most High, Spirit guides, guardian angels, archangels, ancestors, messages for my Aquarian family for their highest good. Anything my Aquas need to hear today, anything they need to know, any messages that will bring them clarity and confirmation, any messages that will empower my Aquarians, any messages that will bring healing and bring them into alignment with their highest timeline, their highest self, their best life, and of course, above all, with your will, Most High, will be greatly appreciated. All praise and glory forever and ever. Om. Amen. Ashe. What do we have here in the past for my Aquas, please, Spirit? Past energies are just the energies that you have been through to get to where we are at right now. So it can be a week ago, it could be a year ago, 10 years ago. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. It's almost like you're getting reoriented, stepping into your truth. As I say that, we have the Queen of Swords. What do we have currently for my Aquas? Wow. What's the theme, Spirit, of this reading? Beautiful. What's the incoming energy? Sheesh. A lot wanting to come through. What is the advice? What is this, Spirit, in the incoming? Okay. Wow. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Shadow Work card. Aquarius. This is a deep message, and that's why I'm over here probably looking crazy. Okay, so in the past, I'm going to grab one more card, but it almost looks like there was an unhappy energy here, or some type of structure or situation that you were a part of or stuck in for some of you that maybe wasn't serving you. I'm feeling almost like a boredom back here, and I'm really seeing you getting intuitive hits to take action, to move more into alignment. And there's a lot of different sort of storylines coming through. For some of you, you were maybe guided to leave something behind, or something came to an end, or you just weren't happy and you're like, I think I would be so much happier over here. Ultimately, though, High Priestess star. There's a lot of healing happening on a soul level here, and you being intuitively guided to take some type of action, to move in a new direction, or to end something, or to move away from something. I know it manifests and resonates differently for all of us, but that's what I'm sort of seeing here in your current energy, right? We have it's really crazy because we have the Ace of Cups and the Five of Cups, which is the Six of Cups together. The Six of Cups has to do with our past relationships. And if you see in this card, this person has their back turned on the Three of Cups and is moving toward this ace, this one cup that is still right side up. So however this resonates, maybe some of you turned your back on a family situation, or you left a friend group behind, or you left behind a relationship, or even just a whole vibe of relationships to move toward this Ace of Cups, this opportunity, this love. There's some type of opportunity that it's almost like you turned your back on an old life and started moving in a new direction. You may be feeling a bit stuck or blocked right now, or things may be a little bit uncomfortable as you're sort of in the in-between. And I'm really seeing there, it's almost like my aquas are making decisions and taking action from this place of deep intuition, and from this place of like, I'm going toward what's best for me. I'm doing what my heart's telling me to do. I'm doing what I'm being guided to do. And you're sort of moving in that direction. And I'm seeing you coming through in the theme as the Hermit here. So again, it feels like we're in the in-between here, walking this long road here, this long, lonely road. Number 9 of the tarot, the Hermit, it is a major arcana. With this being in the theme of your reading, it feels like a major soul cycle has ended. With Pluto being retrograde in Capricorn, this is really big, you guys. I'm having a little bit of a hard time trying to articulate this energy because there's so many different stories coming through. It's really like, when I say you ended out a major soul cycle, for some of you, like I said, it was like a family curse or something that you're breaking, or some type of dynamic that you turned your back on and started moving in a new direction. You may be feeling a bit lonely right now. You may be feeling like you're on this road alone. Ultimately, though, number 9, it represents the ending of a major cycle. And with this being a major arcana here in the theme of your reading, this is big energy for your soul's journey. We have the Six of Swords in the theme, which is Spirit's way of saying that the worst of the storm is over. And I'm seeing you like almost there. We're almost at this portal into this new world, right? Like, you've really been through some stuff here, Aquarius, and you're focusing on yourself. You're focusing on your happiness. You're working on yourself. This is like a lot of spiritual growth that's happening. I keep having deja vu, you guys. This is a really trippy reading. So with the Sun, though, and the 8 of Pentacles, another major arcana in the theme of your reading, this is very deep healing. This is you working on yourself and building a life that is going to bring joy, that's going to bring light. And just like the first message that came through in your reading today, like I said, you're coming out of this darkness and being sort of reborn, moving into the light, moving into this new world. And you are presenting yourself as the Lotus here today. So you really came through some dark times. You really came up out the mud here. And not only did you rise above it and bloom, but you're rising so far above it that it looks like you're almost, this card has been giving me major Six of Wands vibes lately, where it's like you're standing on stage, you're being recognized. It's almost like you're this beacon of light for the other lotus flowers that are coming up out of that same mud, saying not only can you get through it and can you bloom, but you can rise so far above this dark water that you've been through. And so it looks like I said, maybe you're setting an example in some capacity, or you're putting yourself out there and your story out there in some way to where it's inspiring other people or guiding other people. 8 of Pentacles in your theme. Sorry, y'all, my throat chakra right now. It's like you're stepping into your truth. 8 of Pentacles, though, I always say, if there's a class you want to take, a certification you want to get, a license you need, or like an upgraded license, or a book you wanted to read, or a new practice you wanted to tap into, or any type of like learning or growth, anything you can add to yourself right now, it's the perfect time to do that. Anything that's going to make you a better person, that's going to help you grow spiritually, emotionally, mentally. It's prime time for that right now. I'm just really seeing you free yourself from something that was almost like keeping you restricted or bound. And in your incoming energy, I'm seeing you finally overcome this pain. It really is like you went through stuff that killed you, Aquarius. And in this incoming energy, so with this 8 of Pentacles, it's like you're working on truly healing these deep soul wounds, tapping into your spirit, tapping into your happiness, tapping into the life that you incarnated to create here, moving in a new direction and letting that tower fully crumble. This is divine intervention. I know the tower scares a lot of people, but with this incoming, if you see the lightning, I see the lightning as divine intervention coming through to knock this structure down. And if you can think about this actual situation, like, follow me into this card real quick, right? This tower it's like a lighthouse, right? In the middle of these choppy, rough waters. Think about building this tower. If we got together and erected this beautiful structure, it would be really dope, right? It would be beautiful. It would be fun, right? We'd have a lot of fun building it. But then after a time, we're in this tower and we're going day in and day out in the confines of this tower in the middle of nowhere, right? A storm came through, broke down our boat. We're stuck in this tower. This is really speaking to this Pluto retrograde in Capricorn energy, where it's like these structures that have been built in our lives at one point were amazing. They were fun. They were good. We had fun building them. But after a time, they began to feel like they were restricting or constricting us. And a lot of times we just get comfortable in that tower, in that structure, and we won't leave it behind. So like relationships, for instance, jobs, where it's like we can't stand the job or the relationship that we're in, but we're in it, right? And so we kick it. And how many of us stay in situations like that for way longer than we should have, or way longer than when we initially felt like, this kind of sucks, right? This is that divine intervention coming through to break this down, and sometimes it knocks us out of that structure or that tower, so to speak, and it can be rough. But ultimately, this is truly like leading us into something beautiful, a new place. With the Hanged Man, what I'm seeing is you gain this clarity in the incoming energy. It's almost like you're becoming illuminated or enlightened as to why you wanted to build this tower in the first place. And I mean on a soul level, like, you're seeing why your own higher self had you go through every situation, put you in every situation, why the divine had us go through these things. It's clicking like, oh my gosh, I learned so much going through that situation. I've grown so much. I've learned how to use my voice. I've learned how to speak my truth. I've learned how to trust my intuition. I've learned how to spot the red flags, or whatever it may have been. This is where these deep realizations are coming in, and you're seeing things from a completely new perspective from a different angle. Spirit is saying that you've come so far. I'm almost seeing this feeling of like nostalgia coming through in this incoming energy, where you're really thinking back about everything that you've been through, all the things that you've left behind here, how much you've really grown and how far you've truly come. And it's like you really are moving toward building a beautiful, solid, secure, abundant, grounded life here. You're coming through as the Magician, family. So where attention goes, energy flows. Make sure you're staying focused on what it is you'd like to create. Or if nothing, stay grounded here in the moment. Focus on your breath. Be present. Be open to seeing things from this new perspective. With the Magician here, it's a Gemini energy. It's speaking of where attention goes, energy flows, and how powerful your thoughts truly are at this time. So make sure when you are thinking, what you are focusing on, make sure it's what this sunshine, right? Or your own growth, your own healing. Don't let yourself get caught up in the nostalgia that sort of brings you into a funk, right? This is some deep shadow work and deep wisdom that is being gained here. I really feel like you're stepping into your truth. Spirit is saying to keep pushing, Aquarius, keep moving forward. You're at a place where you're really going to be able to create the life that you incarnated to create. And your advice, this is big. We have the Ace of Swords, the Judgment with the Justice card. A lot of Pluto energy coming through, very deep, transformative energies with the Tower and Judgment. This is like a spiritual awakening, and I feel like that's why I'm having such a hard time articulating this, because maybe some of you are going through your Saturn return, your first one or your second one, and this is truly a deep awakening and alignment with your destiny. I'm seeing the energetic scales being balanced in a big way for you, and ultimately this clarity and this truth coming through for you. This is you speaking your truth, Aquarius. This is you living your truth. This is the clarity that comes in, where you can take this sword and cut the cords that bind you to the past, where you're truly having these realizations of why the past happened the way it did. And it feels like you're really getting out of this in-between time, out of this uncomfortable energy. You know what? This isn't your advice. I'm going to read this card real fast. Clarity, healing, soul work, completion. The inquiry for this card is, where is forgiveness needed in my life? And am I ready to take this next evolutionary step? Moldavite is actually one of the stones that, vibes with this energy. So maybe some of you are working with Moldavite or drawn to do that. Very powerful, transformative stone. This powerful key often appears when you ease back into the flow of your higher self. Through pivotal moments that shift your journey, you end up faced with the deepest rites of passage, which allow you to gather your truth. When your priorities become crystal clear as a result of your own heartfelt surrender, when you experience a profound awakening that ends up transforming your view of the world. From this place, you see the importance of navigating from the compass of your heart and the seat of your soul. After this, life is never the same. What falls to the wayside creates new space within you to heal, grow, and evolve, triggering ancient memories and seated wisdom from within. This higher truth may also be revealed as you relinquish the negative feelings that you've been harboring toward others or yourself, as you let go of the internalized burdens that have kept you in the dark. Wow. A time for self-forgiveness, this great evolutionary change. a time for self-forgiveness and great evolutionary change, a time to let go of the density of this world. And this really is you rising into a new dimension and frequency of life here, family. Again, becoming enlightened through everything that you've been through and doing some deep soul level healing here with the shadow work and the star, all these major arcanas out here, family. And I read the shadow work card in one of the readings the other day. I think it was in Pisces, if you're interested in hearing the explanation of that card. And the thing was the camera blacked out when I read that definition, and so very, very symbolic here. But you are healing. You're healing soul level wounds here. You're there's no words big enough for it, you guys. You're leveling up. You're evolving as a spirit, as a soul. This really feels like you're doing the work that you incarnated to do, Aquarius. So congratulations, family. Again, keep pushing, stay strong, and follow that true north, that compass of your heart in the seat of your soul. Let's grab a couple oracle cards. Before we do this, as we do this, I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you so much for taking your precious time to stop by, to show love, to drop comments, to hit that thumbs up. All of you guys that send donations and everything, you are truly appreciated. And all of you that never comment or whatever, and you watch from the shadows, I appreciate you too. And I'm sending all of you so much love and gratitude. Let's get it. What do we have for Aqua? Holy Spirit. This was, I want to say as well, this was a really weird message in terms of like how it was coming through. It's almost like wandering through the darkness, Aquarius. So that's probably how you feel. Feeling your way around, just really almost like lost, right? Movement toward adventure, meditation, and stillness, and inspiration. On the bottom of the deck, we have gestation period. It's that divine feminine. And you did have the winter on the bottom of the deck. So this is the winter's dream. So this is the energy that you're moving out of. So whatever winter is to you, this quiet, cold, dark, it is... The spring would be considered birth, right? Winter is the death energy of the seasons. So this is a rebirth, y'all. Let's read Spirit of the River. The Spirit of the River invites you to step into the flow, to stop swimming against or avoiding the current. Allow the waters to carry you downstream, away from the eddies and whirlpools. It's time to heed the call of a new adventure waiting for you. Stop working on the problem for a while. The issue is not what it seems. It's your addiction to fixing what has gone bad that is consuming so much of your time. Work to create a greater good, and the bad will resolve itself on its own. There's nothing that you need to accomplish with more efforting, as the situations in your life right now are subject to forces beyond your control. Recognize this, step back, and trust the flow. There's no loss of face or lack of honor or integrity. It's simply the way things are at the moment. When this card appears, it is time to say yes to the next leg of your journey. Your life is like a river, inevitably and inexorably flowing to the sea, which is your divine destination. Be fearless and release yourself to the rushing water in the middle of the stream. Whatever it is you're holding on to, the feelings, the thoughts, the beliefs about how things are or how they should or could be, can be fixed easily with the power of the Spirit of the River. Simply let go and enjoy the thrill of the ride. All will be well. So I'm going to grab Just a couple more cards. I definitely want to get a message from Ma with this meditation and stillness card. That's definitely the vibes with this hermit energy and the cave energy out here. The gemstones for some of you meditating with some crystals. What do we have? Surrender to the divine, you guys. Wow. Bring love into the situation and surrender to the divine. Take time to breathe out. Surrender to the divine. That's just like surrendering to that flow of the river. Divine Mother, what's the message for Aqua, please? Thank you. Thank you. It's time to realize the true nature of certain life circumstances. Be grateful for what you've learned, but see things for what they are rather than what you wish them to be. You shall be able to recognize, process, and prosper from the truth, and you do not need to fear the revelations that are unfolding. In unusually challenging situations, the ways we have supported ourselves during more ordinary times are insufficient. We need to be open to divine inspiration, protection, and proceeding in new ways. Here is a portent of unexpected success. Even if everything appears to be going against you, the tide shall turn through divine grace. Ooh. Although you may be in circumstances that you would prefer not to be in at this time, you're actually in a position of unrealized spiritual power. You will gain benefit from what is transpiring when the relevant learning and personal growth have been acknowledged and integrated. These circumstances will give way to a more favorable situation. So take time to breathe out, Aquarius family. Aquarian gang. Thank you all again so much for being in this space with us. Thank you for stopping by and showing love. If you've been rocking with me, you all already know what time it is. We're going to take just a second to take a deep cleansing breath. We're going to use our will and visualization to draw in this divine cosmic energy, this prana, this chi energy. We're going to breathe in, watch ourselves glowing brighter and brighter. We're going to pause, hold the breath at the top, and imagine ourselves glowing as bright as we possibly can. And then as we release, we're going to forcefully exhale like we're filling up a balloon, watching any negativity, any fear, any anxiety, any doubt, any anger, any sadness, any lower frequencies or blockages, leaving us in the form of black or gray smoke or static. So let's empty our lungs and get this breath in. Breathe in. Hold it, squeeze Mula Bandha, raise that energy up. Now lock it into your heart space and imagine yourself glowing as bright as you can. And release. Aquarius, I love and appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a blessed rest of your day. And I will catch you beautiful beings on the next reading.